friends. On behalf of Viva Life Skill Trainers and Consultants, I present to you our today's guest, Rajashree Damle. She is Vice President, heading the portfolio for engineering and R&D. So welcome, Rajashree. Starting your career as an electronic engineer to becoming a global head product engineer at a reputed MNC, I'm sure yours has been an incredible journey. So how did it begin?
So I have always wanted to be an engineer right from my childhood. So I was inspired by my father, who is an electrical engineer, and I was so clear about my choice that I joined Bhagubhai Mafatlal Polytechnic right after 10th standard. I also then went for the BE, joined the second year of engineering to complete my graduation. So I did that from Tharomal Shani in Mumbai University. So after completing my engineering, I joined Siemens in the industrial automation business. So I was very clear. I wanted to stick to engineering and not switch to IT or any other line. So I've been quite fortunate to have been able to follow this career path, which I passionately enjoy.
So I'm sure now you have found your ikigai. So what exactly is product engineering and what do you do as a product engineer?
So basically what we work on is building products. So we work for various companies because I'm part of a services organization. It's an IT company, but we work on engineering within this IT organization. And when I say product engineering, what we really do is we build products. So we help clients build their products. So it could be products in the medical devices space. So it could be, CT, MRI kind of machines where we work on some of the subsystems, or we may build an actual device like a glucose monitor or something like that. So this similarly, not just in medical devices, but various other industries. So we work in data storage, where we work on various data storage systems, or we could be working on in the industrial automation space, where we build all the controllers to automate or manage the plant operations. So essentially, any product which has electronics, electromechanical, physical device, and the software which goes inside to operate, because today almost all the products have intelligence, they have electronics and software inside it. So building such kind of products which has electronics, embedded software, it controls some mechanical, physical assembly. So that's exactly what product engineering is all about. So it's a multidisciplinary kind of where you bring different disciplines of engineering, like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, software engineering, to build products or realize products for our clients. So we help develop such kind of products for our client. So it has been a very, very interesting journey. So I have studied electronics engineering as my background, but when we have worked on these product programs, it's always a team of multiple disciplines. So we have different kinds of people who participate in these programs for product development.
What challenges one may face as a youngster in your profession, and what is your mantra for the success?
So I would say, I think first of all, engineering, you should go there if you're really passionate about engineering, if you really like this as a subject. I have been very, very, very keen right from beginning to work in the engineering space, and that interest and energy is very, very important. So passion for working in engineering is very important. When you go to engineering colleges, what they teach you is the basic engineering common sense. So how you build on that, how do you really, and a lot of it is self-study, because they will teach you only what provides you a foundation, but everything else is what you build on your own. So self-learning, these are some very important aspects of growing in this space. So there's a lot of learning and continuous learning that one has to deal with. Otherwise, you become totally obsolete in this profession. So that's, I think, one very important aspect. You have to continuously learn new things, be willing to get into new areas, and understand when you say we are building products, right? You need to understand for what the product is built, what is its application. If it is a medical device, for example, what is it? It is touching human lives. So you should understand the use of the product, and that will help you develop them effectively. So I think from the success really will come from your real keen interest in the subject, and then your willingness to learn and understand the overall context, and then continuously, develop your understanding and grow your knowledge as you progress. So that's the key to succeeding in this particular.
You need to keep yourself updated all the time.
Absolutely. The learning never ends. Like I have now almost 29 years, 30 years into this industry, but there is always something new which one has to focus on.
What are the personal skills and personality traits desirable to succeed in this profession?
So what I think is important, like I said earlier, like what engineering colleges teach you is about they give you the foundation. They help you learn and understand new things. So they provide you the foundation to learn. So I call it the engineering common sense. So it allows you to get into these areas. So how do you develop knowledge further? Having curiosity to learn about the products that are being developed, understand the user perspective, the principles of its working. Like these are some of the key topics. Also, ability to go deep in a subject through reading, gathering knowledge is critical. And like I said, learning never stops. You learn about the technical aspects of the job, the people aspects of the job. So how do you work with your teams, your clients, partners, and so on? So interpersonal skills are also equally important, as well as the technical knowledge, and especially as you grow in your journey. So, like I started my job as a role as an engineer in the team, and gradually I have progressed from being an individual contributor to leading teams, to being a manager, managing large client engagements, to leading a complete practice. So I have led the medical devices practice for our business with very large teams working for various different clients on different products. So gradually it becomes a combination of technical knowledge, interpersonal skills, and how do you manage teams? How do you work with people? So I think all these become equally important facets for succeeding and growing and there can be different paths. You can take a purely technical path where you grow from becoming an engineer to a architect or a leader, design a complete product, or you can be a project manager or a program manager and grow in the hierarchy where you manage large teams, you manage programs and execute those programs effectively. So I think both those options are there, and you can choose, and both require good technical knowledge, but have different focuses. So I have chosen to follow the leadership path in managing people, managing the teams and projects and programs, and that's how I have personally grown.
What are the prospects if one chooses your profession?
So what I think, like I said, it's a very working in engineering, working on products. This is something you should really be very passionate about, and that's the core to continue and grow. And there are multiple, and today product engineering is such a growing space. This is also referred to as the engineering and R&D business. There are many players which operate in this space. So when you complete your engineering, you have multiple options to join either the multinationals, who make products in various domains. They can be automotive domain or industrial controls domain or medical devices. There are multiple players who make their own products, and many of the multinationals have set up their own engineering centers in India. So that's one kind of an opportunity. The second opportunity is to work with the services companies like ours, where the focus is more where you do the similar work but as a service for your end clients. So it could be for these multinationals. They can actually work with, instead of doing the work in their own engineering centers, they can work with services companies like Infosys, Wipro, Capgemini, TCS. So there are multiple such companies which work in the engineering space. And the third category, which is also a huge opportunity now in India, which is a startup ecosystem, because there are a lot of innovative products being developed in India, and there's a lot of encouragement to these startups. So you can actually be working on a lot of innovative product development. So all these, and you can even start your own at some point of time. So if you're really you come with a very innovative ideas, you can build your own products. And you can get a lot of venture capitalist funding, even if you come with a very bright idea for a product or a business idea for a business case for it. So, I mean, there are multiple avenues, and you can start off. And when you join any one of these companies, there are different kinds of career paths. You can join and grow in a purely technical path where you are, dominantly working directly on technology, fairly hands-on, architect. And the growth path of progression is to become an architect, a solution architect, technical architect, who can actually design and design the solutions that are required for building and building products. The other path could be to manage these programs, because when these are like multi-year product development programs, and there's a lot of scope to I mean, there's a large teams, which multidisciplinary teams which work on this product development. So you need there is an opportunity to manage the project and programs, and that's another path for a person to progress. And depending on what you are inclined to or what you are good at, you can choose one or the two paths. And then there are other progression can happen. Like I have personally started as an engineer, gotten into a team lead, a project manager, program manager kind of role, and gradually I have also moved into a slightly sales supporting function, which is what I do currently, which is as a portfolio leader, I'm actually defining how we take our services to our clients. So it requires a good knowledge of the market, our business, and also what we do in engineering. So it's a combination of both. So there are multiple, ways to grow depending on what you're good at, what are the opportunities available, and there are of course various kinds of companies in which you can take up this kind of career.
So, what do you think young people could join your profession? What would be your advice to them?
So I think if you look at the different kinds of opportunities, if you're really interested in engineering, core engineering activities, be it electrical engineering or mechanical engineering or software, like there is so much opportunity to build your own products, design, get involved into a multidisciplinary product development. So and you have really the opportunity to impact lives. So for example, when we work on medical devices, you are helping build products that could save people's lives. I mean, that whole that satisfaction that you get out of creating products which can impact people in a very positive way. I think that's a big motivation for me, because when we work with medical devices or we work with industrial controls, so it brings progress, it brings it impacts the society in a larger way. And today even there are a lot of there is a lot of focus on sustainability, because how you impact not just the broader society, but how do you impact the environment, and finding ways to build products which are help the sustainability goals of the overall businesses. I think these are things which help you you feel that you have made some impact or a contribution to the larger society, not just from a technical and business standpoint, but also your ability to contribute to the larger good of the mankind.
The thing I learned from you here is that one has to be very, very passionate if you want to enter this profession.
Absolutely.
World is changing dramatically, and technology pace is accelerating at a unprecedented speed. So, what the future holds for the new aspirants?
So, I mean, I will tell you what is in a slightly more general terms, and you will see that in your day-to-day life, you will see some of these things touching you. Today, every product, anything that you build, there is a bit of electronics in it. There is some embedded software in it. It is connected. So, as something as simple as an AC in your house today can be operated from your mobile phone while you are away, and on your way back from office, you can start your AC so that the room is at the appropriate temperature when you get home. So these are like very, very basic things. You have so many things like wearable devices. Today you have you have a smartwatch which will track your how you are doing exercising, how your heart functions, and if you are likely to they kind of remind you to stand up, exercise, and achieve your fitness goals. So there is so much of what I would say, every aspect of the products. The products are all getting connected today. Anything that you build, there is an intelligence inside, there's software inside it. It is all connected. So there are some very, very interesting trends. So I'm sure you must have heard of IoT, it's Internet of Things. So almost everything can be connected on internet. So basically enabling products on the internet, building intelligence. So having AI, ML, these kind of skills are going to be very, very important going forward, because they enable so whatever information you get from the ecosystem of the product can be used to take some very informed decisions. Now, I will give you an example of what happens in the medical devices space. So, like for example, if you have an implanted device, you have a pacemaker implanted. Today, there are mobile devices which can actually capture information from your implanted device and push it across to your cardiologist. So your cardiologist will know if you are likely to have a problem with your heart function, and it can pre-warn. So this is like using the connectivity between the implanted device, which is like a pacemaker, which it picks up that information, push it into the cardiologist. So cardiologist can actually take an informed decision whether to call you for a follow-up or not. So these are some very, very important trends. So there is, and then all your historical data of the patient's health can actually be used, and you can infer it. In fact, there is so much information today available because of this connectivity and the whole connected ecosystem. There are devices like your wearables, which will like your smartwatches. Now the smartwatches can give you so much information about how you are feeling, how is your heart function, or is your and all of that information can be combined to give you very personalized medicine. So using that intelligence, closing the loop, there are many pharma companies today which would also like to monitor whether the medicines that you are taking are really you're following up the regime, the given prescription properly. So they do the adherence monitoring. So all these things are possible because of the connectivity, and then they use that information. So the data that comes from the patient and the patient's use of the medicine, use that analytics, AI to infer and take decisions. And maybe your medicine can be more personalized to give you a better outcome. So this is true practically everywhere. So using the information, there is so much information available because of the intelligence that is there in the products. You can use that information to provide more, informed decisions. So these are like some very key trends. Another, and I'm sorry, I'm giving most examples from medical devices because that's where I have done most of my work.
Okay.
So there is, if you look at robotics, it's such an important role in the medical space today, because surgeries are planned with precision and using robotics. So robotic surgery can be used very effectively to do very precision kind of surgery. So there are such kind of trends, and software is becoming a dominant trend. So everything today, like whether it is a physical product, having software skills is very, very important. So everything is the digital technologies in products are key. So connectivity, intelligence, collecting the data and putting it on cloud. These are very, very common trends. In fact, there are pure software only kind of solutions which are used for managing diseases. So diseases like ADHD. So you can have a pure software-based solution which can be used to manage the condition and improve the condition of a child suffering from ADHD kind of syndrome. So I think the sky is the limit. The technologies, whether it's IoT or AI, putting everything on cloud, it just having that data to infer intelligence. I think there is no limit, and ethical use of AI is today the most important topic. So there are so many different avenues for people and very exciting things ahead.
Happening. Thank you very much, Rajashree. It's been pleasure talking to you, and this was quite meaningful conversation. I'm sure those aspiring to be in this profession will immensely benefit from your invaluable insights here. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you. It was, I hope we are able to encourage more people to go in this kind of profession, and we would like to see people not just going to IT, but actually working on engineering and leveraging their core engineering disciplines
Surely.
to work in this space. Thank you.
Again. Yes. See you.